Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm Exterminator, and thanks for joining me. And this is going to be a video kind of for a straw poll where you guys can vote on some stuff. I'll get to that in a minute. A few days ago, 3 or 4 days ago, I believe, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, whatever, I did a video kind of asking if you wanted me to continue my 0.12 Factorio playthrough or if you wanted me to do something else, and the overwhelming consensus was that people would rather me stop it and replace it with like a heavily modded Factorio series, which I can understand. You know, there's a lot of 0.12 playthroughs going on by several YouTubers who are a lot bigger than I am, possibly more entertaining or whatever, so I can kind of see why mine just isn't really fitting in right now. But yeah, so I've been thinking a lot about some different mod stuff I can do for a playthrough, and considering you guys are the ones who are going to be watching it, and you are the ones who want me to do that, I have a straw poll here that, again, there will be a link in the description, that has several different options for different ways we could do it, different mods that could be used, and I will explain each option before you just go off and vote. You probably should hear this because there are a few things I want to note about some of them that might change your decision. So let's start. Okay, so we have the straw poll here. You can pick more than one if you choose. You know, if you feel like more than one would be interesting to you, then definitely pick more than one. So we have 5 options here. First one is a Bob's Mods modded series, where I just use all of Bob's mods and go with that. And now I do want to point out really quick before I go over any more of these, is that regardless of which of these mods I would use, I would have multiple other smaller mods, like Farrell. I think I would probably use RSO, Resource Spawner Overhaul, probably regardless of what choice is made, just because multiple people mentioned using that, and I think it would kind of encourage trains more and stuff, so that'll be used regardless. You know, I'll use some other things alongside any of these bigger mods, like I forget what it's called. It's like Natural Evolution or Advanced Evolution or something that like kind of changes how the biters evolve a little bit. The evolution factor, it kind of makes it so pollution affects that more, and that it makes them a little harder in the late game, which sounds really interesting to me. So that would probably be on almost regardless. And let's see, then just a bunch of little stuff that doesn't necessarily change the gameplay, but adds like a lot of useful features and stuff. So regardless of which options of these we get, those other mods will be used too, so just keep that in mind. So on top of those other ones, we could do Bob's Mods, which I just explained. The other one would be Yuki, I might have spelled that wrong, apologies if I did, would be Yuki Industries plus Bob's Enemies. And the reason Yuki Industries, the reason I have Bob's Enemies here as well with it is because I feel like Yuki Industries adds it adds a fair bit of like military stuff along with all the other stuff it adds, but it doesn't actually add new enemies to the game. So I feel like that would make the game way too easy if I just did vanilla enemies along with Yuki Industries. And Bob's Enemies is actually able to be a standalone module of his. It doesn't require any of the others, so that's why I would add it in here to add a little more of a challenge. Yuki Industries changes, I think, kind of a lot of like... I don't know how to explain it. One thing it does not do is it does not change the base game. So unlike Bob's Mods or Ditech, Yuki Industries does not change vanilla recipes or items. But what it does do is it adds on to those quite significantly. So it adds a lot of different power options, like nuclear power options, I believe. A lot of several different resources actually on top of the vanilla ones, and then different things you can do with those. You know, if you're interested, go check it out on the forums. But yeah, it's pretty nice. The graphics are absolutely amazing. His sprites and stuff he's done are really great. But yeah, so it doesn't really change a lot of vanilla stuff. It just kind of adds on to it in multiple different ways. So there's that. And then the third option is Ditech, which, you know, I mean, I'm doing a Ditech series with Oni. If you want to see more Ditech, then go ahead and vote for that. And if that gets like the most votes, we'll go for that. I threw it in there, you know, just for like, what the hell. I kind of doubt it'll get much of any votes, seeing as I'm already doing a Ditech series. But who knows? So I just threw it in there for just in case. And really quick, I do not have an option on here for Ditech and Bob's Mods together. And the reason for that is I don't really feel like having like a brain aneurysm. And that's what would happen. Like, I'm fairly good with Ditech because I played so much with Oni. I've never ever played Bob's Mods. And combining both of those, I think, would just make for such a complicated experience for doing a Let's Play on, that it probably wouldn't be very fun to watch, to be honest, because it would be a lot of me struggling to figure out what to do. And I feel like Ditech and Bob's Mods, a fair bit of the stuff would actually conflict, because they change a lot of the base items, both of them. So I'm not really sure how that would work anyway, so I don't think I'm going to do that. Sorry to anybody who wanted that, but I think it's just going to be too much. And then the other option here is to not use any of these you know, big overhaul mods, and just use a lot of smaller mods, like I'd mentioned, like RSO, the evolution thing. Trying to think of others. You know, like advanced tools mod. You know, all that stuff that kind of just adds to the vanilla game, but doesn't change, like just overhaul the thing. So that's an option as well. And then there is a fifth option here. I threw this in for no new Factorio series, and to just start a different game series. And I threw this in here just because, you know, there's probably some people who would just assume not see any more Factorio and just see a new series of a game. And, you know, for all I know, that's what most people want. So I did throw that in there just in case you wanted that. You can vote for that as well, or just only that, because again, you can vote for more than one. But I think that's about it. One quick note in regards to this. If you do pick Bob's Mods, I just want to give you a heads up. It would be a pretty, and again, I'm not like trying to dissuade you from this, and I'm okay with doing Bob's, but I just want to tell you that if I did Bob's Mods, it would probably make for quite a slow series, and a lot of me trying to figure stuff out on screen, like, because it's really complicated and really complex, and I've never ever played with it. The little bits I know about is just from watching some other Let's Plays. So if that does end up being the top voted thing here, then I just want to, you know, tell you that it would be quite a bit of me trying to figure stuff out and, you know, troubleshoot and figure out layouts and stuff, because as much as I'd like to, I just don't have the spare time to like play a campaign off screen myself to figure it out first, or to like play the Let's Play campaign off screen to figure out stuff. I just don't really have enough spare time right now to do much work on that, like aside from the recordings. So like a lot of the figuring stuff out would all be on screen. So if you don't really want to see stuff like that, then yeah. So just a heads up with that. You know, Yuki Industries is complicated, but I have watched a few tutorial videos on it. You know, just kind of off and on, and I kind of have a general idea of how it works pretty well. And then Ditech, obviously, I know how that works. So I think that's about it, guys. You know, again, you can vote for more than one. A link will be in the description, although you can probably just read this and find it anyway. And yeah, vote for whichever you would like to see more, or if you just don't want to see any more Factorio, do that as well. So I look forward to seeing the results, and after a day or two of those coming in, I will get started on that series. I'm pretty excited, really, no matter what way it goes. So I look forward to your feedback, and And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I do hope you you find this helpful and can go vote. But until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.